Hey, I guess I turned it off by bumping the back of the camera against the steering wheel where I'm holding it. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame. So we're just driving along. I like having all these things here. So you can open all the windows. That's right. I don't think there's any access to that pond, you know? You'd have to park along the side of the road, and then you'd have to drag your kayak down that little hill, and then up the other side and into the pond. La 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 la. How beautiful are the feet of... Oh, there's a Messiah tonight. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love the Messiah. I was going to take my mom to it, but I guess I don't know if it's wheelchair accessible or anything. There's not a lot of wheelchair accessibility here. Laws have been passed in Canada. You know, every store you have a button you can push and the door opens. It's everywhere. I think it's everywhere. And here, you're on your own. You got stairs, and I guess it's just different here. I remember Epsbridge Road. I remember back from the bad old days. But there's an Epsbridge Road and there's an old Epsbridge Road. Slotskis. You know, another thing, in Canada, we don't have lots of banks. Like here, everybody can open a bank. There's a dozen kinds of banks in every village, every town, and they're all not linked to other banks. Or some are big banks. But in Canada, there are 4 banks. That's it. CIBC, which is Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Imperial because we were part of the Crown for England. We were, until just lately, we were part of England, like whatever that's called. And it's CIBC, Scotiabank, which is a bank of Nova Scotia, and Canada Trust. I don't know if that's a bank or a trust company. Anyway, TD, Toronto Dominion, and Montreal. There's something that says Bank of Montreal. So those are our banks. And they don't go under because there's very few of them, and they're very well, they're very good about who they lend to. I mean, it's not as easy maybe to get a loan, but they don't go under. In fact, they make these mega profits that make you think, hello, making on that money on the knee. But I guess my friend bought shares in that. Look, here's another person with a sign saying we buy gold. Guess the price of gold is up really high now. In the Virgin Islands, when they have an election, or maybe it's Curacao. I thought it was the Virgin Islands though. When they have an election, the candidates, all these people, are standing at every intersection for their candidate, waving the signs for the candidate. And so you see all these real people voting for this real person. Isn't that neat? There's also chickens loose. Now, it must have been Curacao. I don't know, one or the other. The chickens were everywhere. I think that's because there were chicken barns, and then there was a tornado or a hurricane that came through and it destroyed the barns and all the chickens got loose. And so there's wild chickens now. That's kind of cool. Wild chickens. It's like wild turkeys. I have a friend who swerves. He sees a turkey on the road and he swerves. He says, "Dinner!" No, I don't. That would not be legal. That would be poaching. And I'm not a poacher. I'm a good little girl. Oh, it's such a beautiful day today. Sun is shining. And at home, it's going to be bitter, bitter, bitter cold. Oh, well, but I'm coming back. I'm only there for 6 days, and then I'm coming back down here. Well, I have nothing to say. Do you ever find that you have nothing to say? I know, it's amazing. It's a rare occurrence when I actually run out of things to say. But really and truly, when I was driving down here and I drove for 18 hours and I made videos almost the whole way, I don't know how many videos I made, 35 or something. But that was quite the amount of talking I did. Of course, I had something to talk about because my dad had died. My mom said yesterday it was a little slip of the tongue. She says, "Well, before Daddy left." And I thought that was a good way of saying it, before Daddy left, and then she corrected herself, before he died. I thought that was a good thing to say, before he left, because that's all it is he's gone right now. He did not cease to be. He just is gone for right now. And so before he left, people leave unexpectedly. Most of the time, you leave a note. You're going to go somewhere, you'll be right back. Or you say goodbye, kiss everybody goodbye. But when death shows up, you don't have time to say goodbye to everybody unless you're in a hospital, and then you do. I guess that's kind of neat. But anyway, so they just left. He left in the night. Okay, see you later. Bye.